Most students struggle with the 11 plus preparation not because they lack raw intelligence, but because their preparation is accidentally building an anxiety instead of confidence and strategy. Today, I am pulling back the curtain on the 5 massive mistakes parents make during 11 plus preparation and exactly how to fix them. Welcome back to Sehyog Academy. If you are a parent of year 5 students, the pressure now probably building because now we are in July and August, summer vacation, exam is in September. So you might have hired tutors, writing mock exam, practicing at home, downloading various material, and you have an anxiety how to prepare for the exam and what practice you might be missing, right? Because preparation for 11 plus starts as early as year 3 and now is the crunch time, right? So let's break down 5 common pitfalls where parents falls into due to exam and anxiety and pressure. Mistake number 1 is just depending on memorization. Some parents think a child can learn vocab pretty quickly, the verbal reasoning and various other things like formulas in maths and also inference techniques in comprehension, which are vital for the exam success. Memorization is okay, but it doesn't work for 11 plus exam given the competition we have. We need practical experience and not just during the summer, but it's a continuous practice which starts as early as September, October when you start year 5. The idea is more you practice in exam environment, better you be in the real exam. And it helps. You need practical experience, practical work in exam conditions and the modern exams like FSCE, which is very, very heavy in terms of subjects, right? And also GL or CSSE, which is CSSE again, applied maths. Mistake number 2 is ignoring exam stamina. It is no less than 3 hours or maybe more because the first hour will go in settle down, you go to the entrance and then your documents checks and sitting arrangements, filling up the information, or some invigilator might be talking about the instructions. And then at least 2 hours of exam. But if we keep focusing on 10 minutes test or 20 minutes test at home and do not take our kids to the exam center every weekend or alternate weekend, that's the mistake we should be avoiding, because in real exam they're gonna be there at the exam center for 3 to 4 hours. Whether it is topic test or mock test, that will build a habit and they will be comfortable and confident when they are going to write the exam. Mistake number 3, treating mock exams as test rather than the diagnostic or a tool through which we can identify strong and weak areas. We conduct mock exams every weekend and I see a lot of parents comes to me and ask why this question is wrong or why the child has not given marks for that particular question and you should be correcting yours. That's absolutely fine, you should highlight those, but you shouldn't be focusing on why the child has not attempted those questions and why we have not given the marks for a particular question. And we want to tell you, send a signal that these things may happen in the real exam. So rather than thinking that this is the final exam and your child if get one more mark, we should be focusing it as a diagnostic tool or a tool to identify the weak and strong areas so that we can focus on those common mistakes what a student can attempt or can make in the real exam. Mistake number 4 is overloading with a lot of volumes of content. We shouldn't be having a lot of materials or relying on the volume. 1 or 2 mock test or 1 or 2 textbook and do those, complete those with quality. So focus on quality. Just sit down with the child and look at the mistakes and errors he or she has made and understand what exactly the weak area is and how can we practice to come over that particular area. Next and last mistake is neglecting the confidence multiplier. The confidence is very, very important in our life, and so for 11 plus exam. So tutors, and in some cases I have seen parents also focusing on the score, right? And they are putting extra pressure on the students to perform well in the exam, which is kind of in the form of a paper. But see, we should not be ignoring the confidence multiplier, the motivation. So if a child is making mistakes, that's perfectly fine in the practice paper or mock test. We should be sitting down with the child and helping them to overcome to that particular mistake or error, not just pushing and asking them to do more. So sometimes the nervous child which is under pressure can make more mistakes instead of his confidence is multiplying. So we should look at to build the confidence of the student so that they feel comfortable and more confident to face the real exam. Do not put much extra pressure on these small kids. They are just 10 to 11-year-old. I am Sanjay Deswal from Sehyog Academy. I will see you in my next informative video. Till then, keep practicing. Thank you for watching.